Welcome back to Balancing Chaos with Darth Vader.
And Gretchen. We're back after a little hiatus, so we had planned on going every other week this fall because of a bunch of things going on in our lives, so many things. And then Kelley got sick.
Turned into Darth and almost tried to die on myself.
Yes. And actually, she sounds really good today, which if you're a listener, you know that she sounds terrible, but you should have heard her last week. So, yes, last week, for 2 weeks, Kelley was sick and finally said, you would tell me to go, and you would.
Oh my gosh. I was getting harassed texts, but luckily, I work with a bunch of nurses and nurse practitioners, and one physically escorted me out of work. She said, okay, yep, put your stuff in the bag. You're going. You're getting out of here right now. So I finally did get some medication. I'm feeling much better. Oh my gosh.
And now you're on the upswing.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't even know what it ever was with you, but it reminded me of when Dave had pneumonia when Ingrid was a baby. He got so sick, and he never took a sick day until we had kids because he never got sick. And then we had kids, and he didn't. He was so sick. And finally, one day I went to work, and I said, you either take yourself to walk-in care, or I'm coming home at 4, and I'm taking you, and I will drive you there myself. But you have got to go in. This is ridiculous. And so he finally went in, and he was full of pneumonia. They wheeled him in a wheelchair. He drove over, wheeled him in a wheelchair down through that medical complex.
Oh, my gosh.
And put him on an IV. And he said, I like within 10 minutes of that IV hitting his arm, he could feel himself starting to improve.
Oh my gosh.
And he always said, you hear about people dying of pneumonia, and I always thought, well, it must be people who are old and sick. And he was like, now I realize what they meant. He hasn't, luckily, knock on wood, been that sick since. And in that same winter, my mom got pneumonia when she was traveling. She was in Park City, and they were there to go skiing with friends, and she landed and felt so tired and sick and just was like, no, I can't go skiing. So my dad went and brought home a chocolate chip cookie from Deer Valley or something, and brought her a chocolate chip cookie. And he said, Laura, I brought you a cookie. And she said, oh, no, thank you. And he said, get in the car.
He knew.
Like, you just turned down a chocolate chip cookie. You're dying.
Something is wrong with you.
And took her to the Park City walk-in clinic, and she had said the same thing. They put her on an IV drip, and it's like within the time of getting the needle and leaving, she felt improved. Like, it was just such a drastic change. So anyway, so your experience reminded me of that. And while you didn't get an IV drip, you do sound a lot better, even though to our listeners, you might not sound that great.
Yeah, it was the best and worst experience at a provider's office because I walked in, I checked in, I got right in. The doctor came in. She asked me maybe 3 questions. She listened to my lungs. She goes, this is crazy. You're getting antibiotics. And I go, okay. She sent them to the pharmacy, and the pharmacy's right at the same place. By the time I walked out to check out, the antibiotics were waiting for me. They were, wait for it, 53 cents.
Nice.
No joke.
That's because you have an HSA.
I go, 53 cents? How could you even possibly make money off that? And he said, well, this is so important. You need these. So,
but if you had an HMO, it would be a $10 copay.
Okay.
Because you have an HSA. I found that with a lot of my medications, they actually were less than the copay because of the contracted price. And when Ingrid had pneumonia, hers were free. She didn't even have to pay 53 cents.
Oh my gosh. I just took change out of my purse and I exited the building, and I'm not joking you. The entire experience from foot in the door till out was 18 minutes. That's why I say it was the best. The worst is because I was like, she didn't say anything to me. She didn't say what she thought was going on. She didn't do a test. So I have no idea what she thought. Did she know
who you were and your credentials to think that maybe she didn't have to explain anything to you? Like, oh, we have a doctor, nurse,
I never
researcher
had seen
here.
her in my life. I don't know, unless I have a flag in my chart somewhere.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, I also had a doctor's appointment this week as a direct result of one of our podcast guests.
Oh, your melanoma check?
Yes. So I went. I had made a dermatology appointment, and I went. And for anyone who is wondering what it means to get a full check, like, I didn't know, like, is it going to be stirrups? And it is not. And it was great. So I went in, and they took me to a room and they had me get down to just my undies, took off my bra and everything, put on a Johnny, and sat in almost like a dentist chair. And they pulled it up and reclined it, I think, to make it more comfortable for the nurse practitioner, she's like a derm nurse practitioner.
Yeah.
And they checked over my whole scalp. They had me stand up and like look to my back and like for my butt, they just kind of pulled down my undies and looked around there. And they looked around my arms, looked at everything and just made a few notes, but said there's nothing to worry about. And it was probably 15 minutes.
Wow.
And it was not invasive. It was less invasive than a mammogram. Or actually, they gave me the Johnny and then they left and I was like, oh crap. And so I put it on with the back open to the back and they came and I was like, I can't remember what you said because they told me and I was just like, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. They're like, no, mammograms were the only one that go to the front. I'm like, okay, not a mammogram.
So did you just schedule a skin assessment?
Yeah.
So you can just do that.
My new plan this year does require a referral, so check with your plan. But at my well visit, I said I want a referral to a dermatologist to get a baseline. Basically, and I'm having Dave do it too, because I want there to be a baseline. So if there's ever anything that's weird, there's a record that says this wasn't there or no, this was there. You know, that there's just sort of a basic, roadmap if anything ever changed.
Yeah.
So, and Dave has his this week. And he sort of balked at it. And I was like, look, do you know how many pap smears I've had? Do you know how many mammograms, episiotomies, childbirth, breastfeeding, mastitis? Like, I have to do all this stuff. And the one thing I'm asking you to do is go have your skin looked over. And he was, when I put it in those terms, he was like, yeah, okay, all right. And he's got a lot of freckles and moles and stuff. So his might take longer. So
does James. He really should have one. He's already had an abnormal mole removed.
Yeah. So this is just sort of, now I see it as we are no longer new patients in that practice. We will go every year and just get a check, just like you would get your eyes checked or have dental appointments. I'm going to get that checked as well. But I would definitely say that I would not have been as motivated to do that if I did not know Deborah, who we interviewed towards the beginning of the summer about her experience with melanoma. So it was very painless. It was very simple. You should do it. And that's my PSA on that doctor appointment.
Well, speaking of past listeners, one of my friends, it may be moving here. Her husband's a ED physician. And so she sent me a message. What's it like living in Bangor? We're coming up for an interview. And I said, oh, we really love it here. And then I said, listen to a couple of these episodes. It will tell you what it's like to live in Bangor. And so I guess she was perusing around the podcast. And she said, oh, my gosh, my cousin is married to your cousin, the Harper's Quest.
What?
Yeah, apparently her cousin is married to the husband of, I forgot her name off the top of my head. Megan, yes.
No way.
Yes. I started laughing. I was like, oh my gosh, it's 6 degrees of separation.
That is, okay, yeah. Well, I'm going to have to text Megan that's so funny.
Yep. Isn't that funny?
Oh my God. Well, I'm on it. That's it. I'm going to be texting. I'm going to be texting Megan when we leave.
Yeah.
So what we're going to talk about today is how we... Oh, wait, before I get to that, I also had my kickoff party for my campaign for city council, and Kelly couldn't make it.
Oh my gosh, I missed it.
But we did my social, and it's funny because if you have listened for a long time, you know that last year I got involved with another city council campaign as the social media helper. And so I'm doing my own campaign, crazy how things can change. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't need anyone to help me with my social media. That's awesome. It's fine. But one of my friends, Amy, who did the Jewish Holidays podcast with us.
Oh, yeah.
Said, doesn't live in Bangor and can't vote for me, but asked if there was anything that she could do to help. And so I was like, no, it's fine. And then one day I was like, yes, I'm going to make you an admin on my Facebook page. Please put out this link for fundraising. Please put out this link for this. So I just send her stuff because part of it is that I don't want to I'm not campaigning when I'm working, and I don't want to have it ever appear that I'm campaigning while I'm working. So I can text her, put up the fundraising link, and she can take care of it and do all that work.
Yeah.
But then she also we didn't do it live, but we did record a video and then posted it. So we put a video of my comments, which I was a little nervous about, but it was so much fun. And my friend Summer, who owns Valentine Footwear, which is an amazing little shoe store downtown, hosted, and we had And I joked that I said, this is my demographic. I am your boxed wine and pre-sliced cheese candidate.
Yeah.
So we had like cheese and crackers and little wine, and it was just a really fun way to kick it off, and it was neat to see people, and I raised some money, and so signs are being printed as we speak.
And I saw a lot of kids there too.
Yeah.
Older girls. Were there boys there?
No.
It's in the video I saw all the girls, and they looked so excited.
Yeah.
The girls from the school.
Well, it was what I have said is that there are 7 people running for 3 seats. 4 of them are women, and all amazing progressive women, and it's great. And the other 3 are men and not as progressive, I would say. So definitely not. And I would say that if we got 3 women into those seats, I think would be amazing.
Yeah.
And the other part is that of those 4 women, 3 are parents. And so I think it's pretty cool that there is a handful of kids in Bangor who will get to see their mom on a ballot.
Yeah.
Which is not something that has happened in a lot of years for women. Men, of course, men have always run the ballot because the world defaults to men. So it's kind of cool that there are some women out there who get to have their kids see their name on a ballot. So even if I don't win, I have showed my kids that I can stick my neck out for something and put myself out there. They get to see my name on a ballot, and that's kind of cool.
I've observed the city council races and all of the political campaigns, of course, throughout my life. And more recently, I've been more invested in them. But when I was watching your speech at the kickoff, I really felt like, wow, running for office is really putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
I've never had that feeling or thought at all until I almost felt like I was in your body. And I'm not really that nervous about public speaking and you know me, if I get fired up about something, I really don't care what other people think. But I honestly felt really vulnerable for you.
She was also super feverish.
Yeah, I was.
Eaten in 4 days.
Like, oh my gosh, this really is a big deal.
Yeah.
It's, putting your thoughts out there and saying, what you're going to stand for. Because, so many people have their own opinions and could attack it. I don't know. It's really brave. I'm proud of you.
Well, thank you. It's good to be brave. I like to model courage whenever I can. So
yeah. And I do. I think it's great role modeling for your kids.
Yeah. Well, thank you. So because of all these things going on, teaching, a campaign, so many other things, the podcast, stuff like that, I have decided that I need to find a way to better organize my life. So how do you organize your life right now?
My main strategies are my calendar.
And now, like online or a paper calendar?
Online. I've tried paper calendars before. They don't work for me. I'm at the point where I don't even like paper invitations of any sort. I know that people say, oh, evites are tacky or Facebook invites are tacky, but I actually prefer them because my calendar's online. So as soon as I get an invite online, I just put it on my calendar. Whereas if it comes in the mail, sometimes I'm not as good at entering that. So I use a electronic calendar, and then I'll share my events with James. And I try to get him to do the same with me. He's not nearly as good at it. So sometimes we have some scheduling conflicts at the last minute. So that's one thing. My big thing is on Sundays, we usually grocery shop, prep all the food, clean the house, do all the laundry, and then prepare for the week. And that helps me stay organized throughout the week. But as you'll see, I've been sick for, I think, almost 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
So very disorganized right now. James went hiking yesterday, and I had the kids, and I did prep the food, which I think is good. But Gretchen can see my house is not in good shape.
It looks like Gretchen on a good day.
Yeah, the other thing I do is if I get an invitation to a kid's party, I go on Amazon and buy the gift the second I get the invitation. Because what I was finding is that I used to not do that. And then the day of the party, I'd be getting a gift, but then it was really stressful. And I may not have enough time, then I'd be late, and then I might not find something, they wouldn't be happy with the gift. So I know online, shopping local is better, but I found that just helps me keep more organized. And usually I just go with whatever the theme of the card is.
Right.
So if it's like Lion King, I'll just search Lion King toys. And I usually try to get a toy and a book.
Right. I had one experience one time when Ingrid was probably 3 or 4 where I had taken the invitation and I had put it in my phone and I had thrown the invitation out and I showed up to the party a day late. And like I went and it was like at a kids gym thing and I was like, there's no one here. And I'm like, oh, but I didn't have the invitation. So actually one of my strategies now, and we're kind of easing out of the kid birthday party era, was if I get a paper invitation, I RSVP and say yes or no, whatever. If I say yes, I literally stick it to the fridge so that there's no question. I'll put it in my phone, but also have it on the fridge so that I know that I didn't put it in wrong or
I do that too.
Wrong.
I keep it clipped on the fridge.
The other thing, and this is a really rare thing, but if you're someone who travels a lot, and it's funny because I'm on this a board for a peds practice, and there's a big thing in medical practices about no-shows and how you handle no-shows. So I had, this is a few years ago, had my meeting on like a Tuesday about the no-shows, and we discussed it, and the next day I had an appointment. Actually, it was at the dermatologist. It was because I had a spot on my head. This was several years ago, and I went to the appointment and it was like 1:00, and I was like, yeah, I'm here for my appointment. And they were like, that was 3 hours ago. I was like, no, it was not. It is in my phone. Like I make the appointment and I turned around and I plugged it into my phone. No, I can't. And I was like, I just had this whole conversation about no-shows. I know that I did this right. I know how important it is for you to keep your schedule. And they're like, no, it was scheduled for 10 a.m. And I was like, oh my God. And then I realized I was in Colorado when they called. So they called and they said, hey, we're going to give you a 10 o'clock appointment or 11 o'clock or whatever it was. And I said, great. And I whipped out my phone.
You put it in.
And I put it in as 11 a.m.
Yeah.
But it read it as mountain time.
Right.
So
when you came back.
When I came back, it just adjusted and said, oh, that 11 a.m. appointment is now 1 p.m.
Oh, no.
And I was like, I was so mortified. And especially since we had just had a conversation about no-shows. So that's the other thing that has tripped me up. And luckily it was only that one time. But if you're traveling, that's one to be aware of. So for kid birthday parties, I put it on. That way I also have, if I don't know the parents well, I have their phone number there. I have the contact info if I have to cancel or something like that. So I have put those on. We also have a wall calendar, and we'll plug in some big things on there, like when vacations or no school days or things like that. We'll plug that in.
Yeah, I put all the no school days, half days, all the school events, fall jubilee and all that in my calendar, the electronic calendar. I don't know. I feel like I'm the controller of...
You're the cruise director?
I'm the cruise director, so that is... I just tell people when things are going down.
So do you use Google Calendar?
Yeah, I do.
So I use Google Calendar too, and I have my work one because we use it at work, and I have a personal one. And I also, you know that you can subscribe to the school calendars? Have you done that?
It will just automatically go?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I was entering them all.
Oh no, you just got to go to their website and you can subscribe to the school's Google calendars.
Oh my gosh. Wow. That's awesome.
So I have no idea. And those calendars are like, I have my work calendar is shared with my director, and I can see his work calendar. So if someone comes in looking for him, I can look and be like, oh, actually he's in a meeting or he's off campus or whatever. And that's really helpful. And then Dave can see my calendar. But again, I tend to be the cruise director too and plug things in and do all that. But here's where I'm trying something new. Because I always joke that I do what my phone tells me. Like, oh, you have a meeting. Okay. Oh, you have a doctor's appointment. Okay. Yeah. And I just go wherever it tells me.
Yeah.
But what I was finding is that then anything that isn't a specific timed appointment in my phone becomes hard for me to keep track of.
Like if you have a project or something like you need to work on.
Right. Like a project, or, like a weekly task or something like that just needs to get done at some point, but it's not you're going to do this on Wednesday at noon.
Yeah.
Like that works well. I am never late except for that one time in the Colorado appointment. I love my phone for that. So I started asking around and I was like, what about, so there's this thing called a bullet journal. So I started on this quest talking about bullet journal. Have you heard of a bullet journal?
No.
And it's like a notebook where you just kind of pen in, like you just write down the bullets for your day and keep track of it. And so I started looking at that and I was like, oh, that's cool. But it was like, some are really complex and artistic. I'm like, Mama, I don't have time for that. So I was like, well, maybe what I need is just a planner, like an actual calendar. So I fell into a rabbit hole.
You?
Me.
Oh my gosh, I'm so surprised.
And I ended up looking at all these. Don't worry, I dragged like 4 people down with me.
Oh my gosh.
So I fell into the rabbit hole and was looking around. Finally, I was like, you know what? Screw it. So I went to, they have all these very fancy planners. I went to Staples and I bought a basic paper planner that I have used for 2 weeks and definitely found that it helped improve all of those tasks, especially with so many things going on. But one of them was that I had a bill from a doctor's appointment that I had to pay. That I just had to like sit down and pay it, but it kept drifting it just never got done because it wasn't like 8 a.m. pay the bill.
Yep.
It was just like, oh, I'll get to that. So I made a checklist. I'm like, okay, I need to pay that doctor bill. I need to order my campaign signs. I need to do this. And like having that mapped out was so much easier. So I was like, oh, good. But then I also really didn't like the design I picked out after I used it for 2 weeks. So then I found another rabbit hole.
Yeah. Now you realize this is why now you're starting to become an enabler because see, for me, when I know it's something that you're on, I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to look into that anymore because she's going to tell me. She's just going to tell me which one to go with, and she's going to have all the stats, and I don't need to worry about it.
Well, but I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that I can tell you because there are several different ones, but.
Well, maybe not the planners, but like the phones. I was like, she'll tell me which one to buy. I don't even need to worry about that.
Well, lots of people call. And the thing is that I have always gotten calls from people and be like, oh, I need to buy a new computer and I'm 110 years old. And what should I get? I'll be like, you should buy a refurb Mac because it's easy. It's simple. It's cheaper than a new one. It's all you need. Oh, I got a great deal on a broken Dell at Best Buy, so I got that instead. Okay, thanks. Well, then why'd you waste my time and ask me? You know?
No, I'm going to actually do what you say.
Yeah. This is not advice specific. It's not general, I guess I'd say. So then I found the world of paper planning.
Yeah.
Which is like a whole universe that you didn't know existed. But I'm pretty sure will change my life. Mm-hmm. I'm only sort of exaggerating. And so they have so many different types of planners. So one of the things that's actually kind of cool is that someone recommended the Passion Planner, and it's all about goal. It's not about planning passion, Kelly. It's about goal setting.
No, I
Her eyes just bugged out.
Well, I'm really truly mind blown by this paper planning world.
Yeah. So a couple of these actually you can go and print off like PDFs of them to try them. Like you can get them beautifully bound, or you can try it for free, which I think is awesome because it really helped me like envision the differences. So the Passion Planner is for goal setting, and you do like this whole mind map, and each week you start with a mind map and your goals and what is it going to take to get you to your goals and all that.
Wow.
There's one called the Panda Planner, and the Panda Planner is about here's all my goals. And at the end of the day, you say, what did I accomplish? Which I kind of love that idea and will probably incorporate into my new journey here because I do think it's, you know, like I kind of like with a Google Calendar, it's just a list of appointments you had. Whereas what did I actually accomplish today? Well, I did manage to I got the signs made. I had a campaign party. I got all the doctor bills paid. I did the budget for them. You know, like just kind of putting down things that you did and not just things that you have to do.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that makes sense, but I really like that kind of a thing. But the planner that I ultimately settled on, partly because they had a huge sale. Because I am also about saving the Benjamins.
Yeah.
It's a lot of Benjamins. But is the Erin Condren website. And I found it and I started looking at it. I was like, oh my God. And it's these planners they're very feminine. They are planners for women, and they're totally planners for women who are busy moms. But without being overly cutesy, you know, like it doesn't have like a stroller and a handbag on the front or anything like that. It's actually very customizable. So, so I found it and I messaged my friend Amy And I was like, have you ever heard of Erin Condren? And she was like, no, what's that? And I sent her a link. And she and I were like, oh my God. And then I posted about it on our page. And one of our listeners had recommended Erin Condren. And that's where I've actually seen them because I teach pre-service teachers. They're very big in the teacher world. So I have actually seen students with them and thought, oh, those are cute. But until I really like investigated, did I understand what's going on?
Yeah.
So then one of my coworkers saw my post and she was like, man, I looked at that Erin Condren website. So there's something intoxicating about this company. And what I ended up doing is ending up, I can't even tell you, honestly, how many YouTube unboxing videos I watched of Erin Condren planners and how they set them up and how they use them. And some are like way over the top, like not what I want. They do stickers. They look like these like really complex scrapbooks by the end of the week. And that's not what I want.
Yeah.
But it had the one that I ordered has your week mapped out vertically. So you have 3 boxes and you can do like morning, afternoon, night, or you can do, work, home, other, you can do all these things. And it's beautiful and colorful and you can pick out a beautiful cover and get your name on it, which Kelly, you probably, did you have an easy time finding stuff with your name on it as a kid?
No.
Because of the E?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
freaking E.
Yeah.
I mean, people still do it today. I mean, Facebook, my email, it's Kelley. It's staring them right in the face. And they'll still say, Kelley, Kelley.
Yep. I actually teach that to my students. I'm like, you have got to get your students' names right.
I mean, come on.
At the beginning, it's their name. It's the most important thing about them when you meet someone.
I'm extremely careful about it, but I grew up being annoyed about it my entire life. Teachers in school, when they put your name on stuff, mine would be Kelley, like my name back. Like it's
my
crazy.
girls had that with their last name. Like usually once a year, someone they've been there enough. I think they figured out, but once a year, something like their cubby or their name, and I'm like, it's on the list.
I know it's all you have to do is copy it down. Anyway, we've digressed, but
so you can get your name on it,
and you can customize it.
Yes. So now, but do you still, when you have the option to put your name on something, do you still get that thrill of being the 9-year-old girl spinning the mini license plates around and around looking for your name and never finding it, and all of a sudden it's there? Because I do. So I ordered.
No. I don't get that thrill.
Well, I still do.
Yeah.
And actually it's funny because the cover I ordered doesn't actually have my name spelled out. It's just my initials. But because you can have interchangeable covers, I'm like, well, maybe I'll order another cover later.
Oh,
my
gosh.
And so I have an order coming. I keep checking my tracking because they had this crazy sale of everything was 25% off, and then you could use another coupon for another 15% off, and then the accessories were 15% off on top of that. So basically I did the math and it was like 44% off for all the things that I ordered. And I still spent a lot of money, but not just for me. I also, because I am convinced that this is the way that life should be.
Yeah.
I also ordered some gifts for other people in my family who might listen. And then I ordered this and I was like, And then I texted my sister and I was like, my sister's going through some career exploration and transitions and things like that. And I said, look, I have totally fallen into this rabbit hole and this seems like the kind of thing you might like, but I don't know if it's something you wouldn't like. But if it's something that you think you would like, then let me know and tell me what you want. And I will send you one because she just sent me a faucet. So I was like, I would do this if it helps you get your life together.
Yeah.
Perfectly planned. So she's like, yes.
Can we just back up on the faucet?
What? Oh, yeah.
Gretchen needed to get a new faucet. Would you like to tell the listeners why you needed to replace your faucet?
Because my current faucet is a fixed faucet that my Vitamix doesn't fit under comfortably. So my sister's husband is a plumber and he ordered me a lovely Delta pull down, it hasn't been installed yet, pull down single handle faucet so I can have more flex. It has a much higher neck. It's going to look almost probably comical in my kitchen, but it will fit over my Vitamix, which by the way, my mom just ordered a Vitamix.
Oh my gosh.
I can't wait.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
So you haven't actually tried the planner yet?
I've been practicing on this other one and there are a couple of things that I realized in the other one that I didn't like. So first of all, it was undated, which I didn't realize would be as much of a pain in the butt as it was, but it is. And So you have to write in all the dates on all the everything. And that was kind of a pain. And the other thing is that it didn't have, because it's undated, it didn't have a year at a glance layout, which like just the dates, which I use one of those. I actually do one at the start of every year. I do a year at a glance calendar for my office, and I customize it. I put in like paydays. I put in academic year holidays, my university special holidays, the school holidays. Like I map it all out, and I refer to that daily just for an overview. So I really missed that feature. And the other one too that so this is the one I got is called the Life Planner. It's for planning your life. It's pretty great.
Yeah.
But some of them, the weeks will overlap. So like if July starts on a Wednesday, then you would have a July 1 in 2 places in a calendar. Whereas in this one, it doesn't. Like there's only one July 1 date. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it just flows through, and then the monthly calendar is after that first 3 days or whatever, it opens up to a monthly spread. So there's a monthly spread, and then there's a weekly spread, and there's an annual one, and there's a place for notes and things like that. And then gets better.
Oh my gosh.
I could sell water.
You could. You missed your
to
calling.
Poland Spring. Is they have these little snap-in like dry erase boards, these little dashboards. So they have one. I got one that has the days of the week that I'm going to use for meal planning.
Yeah.
And there's one for bill tracking. That you can put in, and then it also comes with stickers that you can go and like mark off, like, okay, this week is a vacation, this is this, just to make it look a little bit
so
bigger.
it's like a calendar you put on your wall?
No, it's a book calendar.
Okay.
When it comes in, I will show you. I'm very excited.
The
other thing that's nice too is that they because I think half the reason why these unboxing videos are so intoxicating is that they package them so nicely. So like this package that's going to my sister is not just going to be like an Amazon Prime box. Try out the new Echo, It's going to be, it's like this beautiful box. I'll put a link up to. When I get it, I'm actually planning on going on Instagram stories and unboxing mine for everyone. Show what I got. But
oh my God.
It's this beautiful box. You open it up, everything's wrapped in tissue paper. So it feels like you're getting a present. I think that's like, I'm just like, what a great marketing tool right there to make it feel like something you bought for yourself is that special.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wow, Gretchen.
Yeah. So I'm very excited about my life planner.
I've tried hand planners or paper planners before. Maybe I just haven't found the right one. Maybe I didn't assess as much as you did. But I actually have an app that I kind of forgot about until you were just talking that I use. It's called Planner Plus. And you can have like, you can do, it's exactly what you said. See, it puts it on a calendar, but then you can have all kinds of different projects. And then there can be tasks within those projects, and they're color coded, and it will sync to your calendar and it will alert you. I've actually found that if I don't have everything accessible either on my phone or my computer, then I forget about it.
Well, and that's kind of that's what my plan is. And even with this test run that I did, is that I've taken it back and forth like with my laptop. So basically when I go to work, I pull out my laptop, I plug it in, I pulled out my little paper planner and set it down next to me, and I worked from both of those. And so before I made this like splurge, I did test it out, and now Will is like, can I have your old one? And I was like, yeah, sure, because she'll have fun with that. But I did test it before I made that investment. I wasn't completely rash, but I was like, you know what, this is, and it's not even so much as keeping track of my appointments, because I look like the way I've been using it, I'm not going to put in, I have a 1 o'clock with this person, I have a 2 o'clock with this person, but I will put in, here's the PTO meetings, here's a field hockey game, here's our vacation, so I need to plan for this, so here's a to-do list to go with that, like, or to like my weekly tasks. Another one too, like they have these pages at the front that you can kind of do whatever you want with, and I'm going to set a goal to keep track of, I decide 4 things I want to keep track of this year in this planner, because it's going to be something I can keep track in, which is the books I've read, the movies I've seen in a theater or a cultural event. So like I just saw The Graduate last weekend, so I'm going to put in when I go and do an event like that, because I think it'd be kind of nice to see what I'm doing. So it was books, movies, and cultural events, and I really want to get my sewing machine back up and running, so I want to set a goal to like do 1 project a month and like keep track of it, so I can say yes, I did it, because those are the things that don't get scheduled and so they never end up happening half the time because
Right.
other things take priority. So if I can like manage that or keep track of it and see some, progress, and just to be with all of the things that are going on, to be more mindful and be able to look at it in that big spread. Because I can look at my Google Calendar, but it doesn't have that same weight as actually writing it down.
Right.
And saying, here's all the things that I'm doing. So maybe I should
Do
plan
fewer
better
things.
here, do this or skip this event for that.
Yeah.
And just to be more mindful about the obligations I'm taking on.
It's a good point because James did a hike yesterday and he was telling me about it, and he's like, we should do more hikes and we should do Golf Haggis. And I said, yeah, it's never gonna, I don't think it will ever happen. And I'm not really a pessimist. And he's like, oh no, it will. But it's like what you're saying. If it's not on your all the little widgets that you're always managing,
Right.
it's not gonna happen. So I just feel like if you're right, if you don't plan those extra curriculars,
Right.
then they're not going to happen.
We actually do a summer bucket list, and we've done it for the fall too, where we'll actually write down like all the things we want to do. So for instance, strawberry picking is one that's been on that list for years, but the timing seems to be that when the strawberries are ripe is when we're not around. We're up in Grand Lake. And the girls were so excited to get strawberry. I don't know if they liked strawberry picking after they finally went because it was so hot that day, but they were so excited to cross it off the list. Like, yeah, we're like, oh, what should we do? We should go here. Like here's a place we love to go, but if it's not on the calendar, you just might not go.
Yeah, I did that with the kids too, but I only did it with the kids. Mm-hmm. I didn't. They did all their things.
Right.
So I think that's great. Maybe I'll cruise around that site today.
Yes.
Well, maybe not today, but maybe this week.
Well, the other thing too is that they also, so that sale ended on the 24th, and they also have a Black Friday sale. And actually, initially, I was like so all in that I told Amy I'm going to be gone for Thanksgiving this year, and I'm going to be in Jamaica.
Where are you going?
Jamaica.
Oh, that's right. You're going to be in Jamaica for Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
What are you guys going to have? Jerk chicken?
Jerk turkey.
Jerk turkey?
I guess they do serve Thanksgiving because they get a lot of U.S. tourists,
Yep.
But I'm going to have a cocktail on a beach is what I'm going to have, and I don't care about the rest.
I didn't realize you were going during Thanksgiving.
Yeah. But I do not do the Black Friday retail brick and mortar, fist fights in a Walmart thing.
Neither.
But I have in the past gotten great deals for Black Friday online. Yeah. I got my Apple Watch on a Black Friday deal,
Yeah.
And so they always have a good Black Friday sale, erincondren.com. And I also put a link there. We have a referral code too for our podcast. We can get $10. And you can get $10 too. But they do a Black Friday sale. And I was going to leave my card with Amy and be like, here's my login, here's my information, plug in the card, order this for me, because I just don't know how. First of all, I don't want to be doing that when I'm in Jamaica. And then I'm like, with my luck, I would try to order something while I'm in Jamaica and have all my accounts shut down because I'm in Jamaica.
Right.
Yeah. So huge, giant, massive first world problem.
Yeah.
I 100% recognize that.
Yeah.
But so I took advantage of the sale. So I get to start using it early. And then I have gifts for several other people in my family.
Wow.
So I'm very excited about this move to be more organized and try to be more mindful.
I just told Gretchen when we started that I feel like I've missed almost a whole month because I've been present but not present because I just haven't been feeling well. So I saw one of your posts about this Erin Condren calendar, but I had no idea what you were talking about. I was just like, oh, she's on a tear.
We're recording on Kelly's computer, and you just had a notification pop up to say, write for 1 hour.
Yeah.
So you schedule, you're good at scheduling that stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe you're good at time blocking, which is another strategy.
I put in, if I have a project or something, I'll schedule it in my calendar.
Yeah.
So
it was kind of funny because I joked with a friend of mine had posted pictures of her daughters there's a store in Austin, and she had posted pictures of her daughters it's a beautiful, it's just so colorful. When you see, you'll get it. You'll understand why I like it. And I was like, oh yeah. And then so I knew that she knew who they were, but I didn't really understand what it was. And so I messaged her and I was like, so Erin Condren just took all of my money. And she was like, ha ha ha, it's so great. Everything, like the paper quality. One of the reasons why people spend more is because it has really good paper quality. And I noticed, like, when I was at Staples thumbing through things, like a lot of things were really thin, like that almost, not like newsprint, but that real thin
Well, those
paper.
box stores, they just want to get volume at low prices. Mm-hmm. That's, it's the same with Lowe's and Home Depot and
yeah. And they do, some Staples stores do sell Erin Condren stuff. I didn't see any at our local one.
Probably not in Bangor, Maine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm very excited for this package to come, and I will absolutely do a review. So
when's it supposed to arrive?
This week. Sometime. So I'm not going to, it's not my favorite thing yet because I haven't used it yet.
Okay.
But I will be sure to report back, just like I did on my Vitamix when I said I'm ordering one, and I'll let you know. And I friggin' love that thing.
Yeah, she
so
brings
much.
it. I mean, I'm telling you,
I can't believe
a business idea is to make a Vitamix travel bag, because Gretchen has brought that thing to book club, and our other friend brought it to New Hampshire. She has one too. Sorry, that's not a clear story. And she brought it to a hotel in New Hampshire and was blending people drinks, but there's no travel bag with it.
I know. There we go. We have to. I'll put that in my planner. Invent travel bag for Vitamix.
There you go.
And my mom ordered one from they had a really great flash sale, and I had shared it on our Facebook page and stuff. And my mom took advantage of that sale. And actually, the one she got is the copper one, which copper is my favorite metal.
It looks beautiful.
It's gorgeous. And if I had $1 million when I first bought my Vitamix, that's the one I would have bought. And like I still kind of wish I had it because I really like that one. And I did make some concessions to have the Ascent, because they all are basically the same motor. They just have different things.
Yeah.
But part of it is why it makes it so great is that now when my sister comes home, I don't have to pack mine and take it to my parents' house because my mom will have one. So be
there
good.
you go.
Yeah.
That's your goal. The world gets Vitamix, so you don't have to travel.
Yes.
With it.
Well, I'm looking at your smoothie and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I can see the blueberry chunks.
I'm sure when we need to upgrade, James will buy a Vitamix. When it dies. He bought our grill was in rough shape, and he bought a Weber. He just came home with it one day. He's like, I got it.
Is it good?
Weber? Apparently it's like
I haven't gone down that rabbit hole yet.
Oh, apparently it's the grill to have. And it had a dent in it.
Oh, nice.
So he got like $300 off. So he was on if the scale is 1 to 10, he was on a 20 when he came home with this grill. And I was just like you with your Vitamix. My reaction, I was like, you spent that much on a grill? He's like, it's amazing. This is an incredible deal. Do you understand? I was like, no, apparently not. Don't understand. And then people at the barbecue were like, hey, nice grill. And he's like, yeah, I just see they're checking out my grill. I'm like, yay. It cooks a burger.
And I'm over there with my Vitamix vegan queso, like, hey, look what my Vitamix made.
You too. I can't even keep up
Nice
with
Odyssey.
You.
Yeah, nice Odyssey.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right, favorite things?
Sure. Mine this week is an app. It doesn't have anything to do with planning, actually, but I am loving it. And it's called 1 Second Every Day.
Oh, yeah.
And it is an app, and I think it's $4 or $5 to buy, and buy it. It's worth it if you are into this type of project. So what it does is you take videos or whatever. You can also use pictures if you didn't take a video that day, and then you add them and you make a video of 1 second of every day of your life or whatever. And this was introduced to me by a woman who's a friend of mine, and she did it. And I swear to God, she had a Coldplay song as the music when she did her completed one. And I still, actually it's gotten better since I've started my own project. But I have had some false starts trying to get into the 1 second everyday habit. And I would hear that Coldplay song and immediately feel guilty that I wasn't capturing all these wonderful memories and in a fantastic way. And then I finally just said, I'm going to do it my first goal was June. I was like, I'm going to do it for June. I'm going to get June done. And I got June done. That's okay. I'm going to do it for this summer. So I did June, July, and August. And I got June, July, and August done. And now I'm committed to a year. So now I'm doing that. So I've managed to there have been maybe 5 days since June 1st that I haven't gotten a video or a picture. And then I kind of use one from an adjacent day if I have to fill in that block. So you open up the app and it shows you a calendar, year at a glance, month at a glance, whatever, and you tap on the day and it shows, here's all the video and images from that day. What do you want to include? And then you find a video and then you trim it. You can go back and forth in the video to select 1 second, and it trims that second and it adds it to your video. And then you can play the whole thing in sequence. And when you play the whole thing in sequence, it's like, it's probably what it means like when they say, oh, my life flashed before my eyes.
Yeah.
So one of my goals is to try to get all of it's not focused on the kids, because I'm like, this is 1 second of my life. So it's not focused on my kids, and some people do it really focused on their children. So I have some videos from book club. I have some videos from being downtown in the center of Pickering Square, clapping at like 1 a.m. to get the squeak. You've heard the squeak. Oh, if you stand in the center of Pickering Square and clap, there's a squeak from the echoes around the buildings. And so my friend was standing there clapping, and I took a picture. I have a video of that. So I have all these little clips and videos, and just like from Colorado, from O'Hare Airport, walking through the lighted tunnel and stuff like that. And I'll have videos from Jamaica and at the end. And then when you set it to music, it's amazing how a different song will change how the feel of the video. Yeah. So I already have a song picked out, but I'm not revealing that. And I'm not telling anyone publicly. Ooh. But I finally showed it to Dave, who is a video professional. Yeah. And I was like, have you seen the whole thing together? And he was like, no. So I put on the music and played it. And he's like, that's awesome. That's I'm glad you're doing this project. Because I have always, diverted any video needs to Dave, because that's what he does. Yeah. So this is my own little video project, and it's so fun. It's so cool. I think you should check it out, and I'll post one of my months up on our Instagram to show what it looks like, because it's a really neat.
I love it.
Yeah.
Especially because I'll get a glimpse of myself doing something crazy in there.
Yeah.
Like that imitation I was doing at book club. I was peeing my pants when I saw that flash. I was like, I cannot believe she got a clip of that. That was awesome. That was like in the moment.
Yeah. So basically, I've become really good at being stealthy about when I'm recording. So that's not like, oh, smile or whatever. Ingrid's picked up on it, so she'll ham it up here and there. But I can just kind of like be real subtle. And I have another one for book club for this month, from this month's book club. And it's just sort of neat to see like my whole year. And so Dave was looked at, he's like, if you look at this, you have a pretty good life. I'm like, I absolutely do. I have nothing to complain about.
That's awesome. The
Vitamix is in there twice.
Oh my gosh. I've been wanting to do it. I just haven't. It's like what you said, just getting started on something.
It's just getting started. So if you want to try it, I would say set yourself a bite-sized goal. Write it in your planner and then check it off.
Maybe
when
January.
It's done.
I feel like I can't start anything new until January.
Yeah, it's a crazy fall. So what's your favorite thing?
My favorite thing is going to be my stainless steel straws. They're reusable. You can put them in the dishwasher. I think they're about $8.99 on Amazon, and they come with 4 or 6. And the thing is, with a cold smoothie, I don't know if I'm not pulling the right word here, but it keeps it cold through the straw. I can't explain it, but they're amazing. We've had them for 3 years now, and they're wide. So when you don't have a Vitamix and your blender doesn't shred the smoothie to smithereens, it can still handle the chunks and it doesn't get clogged. So it's wonderful for all of you out there who don't want to spend, a mortgage payment on a
$300. That's not a mortgage
you
payment.
did get an incredible deal.
I got an incredible deal. I never pay retail.
On a kitchen appliance. We love them.
Well, good. Do they bend?
No. No. I'm sure you probably can get ones that bend. I think there are ones that come pre-bent. Mm-hmm. But I like it to be straight.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, glad that you listened, and hope you don't mind that we had a little 3-week back to school hiatus, but we will be back with it in another 2 weeks. We are going to every other week through the fall because of my campaign and other events. Yep. But we actually have some other video plans set up too, which I'm gonna let Kelley know about that. But we have some other plans coming up as well. So
she's just
you
waiting
can
for
look
me
at
to
us for Instagram.
come out of my bed.
Yeah, I know. Just sent me a picture of her with a mask on. I was like, good. I'm glad you have a mask on because you sound terrible.
Oh my gosh.
And
I can't wait to feel 100%.
Well, one morning she sounded literally like a 2-pack a day smoker.
Yeah.
Like I specifically had someone I know from my life who was a 2-pack a day smoker, and you sounded exactly like her. And I was like, wow.
Oh my gosh. The thing is, it started with fevers and body aches without the cough.
Yeah.
For a week. So I had already dealt with that before this came on. Mm-hmm. So when this came on, I was like, oh, I'm fine. And then I crashed quick. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I'm coming out of it.
Yay. So that means I'm probably heading into it. But we'll be back in 2 weeks. So you can always leave us a review on iTunes or Stitcher, and you can find us on Facebook. And also look on Instagram for my Erin Condren unboxing video. And I will have links to the other planners I mentioned too in the show notes, as well as the referral code. If you wanted to try Erin Condren, you can save $10. I do know that they have a Black Friday sale, and you can, from what I understand, you can also use that $10 during the Black Friday sale as well. And in the past, the Black Friday sale has been like 30%, so that's a pretty good deal if you wanted to check it out, but wait a little bit, you can also do that too. But I will have links to all of that stuff, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.